Hey, what's up, guys? Blaine Duncan here from Halloween Lives, the podcast of Michael Myers, joined, as always, week after week by well, he wasn't here last week because he had that little manscaping issue. We talked about that. Glad to see you're back. But it's my brother, Austin. What's up, dude? Welcome back to the show. You had last week off. In all honesty, you started a new job. You got a lot of things going on, and it was just you needed to pump the brakes a little bit on the show, and you needed the week off. But welcome back.
It is good to be back. I was talking to the Shape of Winter, Justin, and he asked me very kindly how I was doing after my accident. I said I was down to 1, but so was Lance Armstrong when he won the Olympics or the whatever he did.
The Tour de France. Yeah,
Tour de France, some sort of
whatever Olympics, Tour de France. Whatever, something you're never going to do.
Yeah.
Either way, you're not winning the Olympics or the Tour de France. Neither am I, so it doesn't really matter. We've got kind of a different episode tonight because you've got this thing planned out. I really don't know a whole lot about it. So why don't you tell the fine folks at home what the hell we're getting ourselves into tonight?
So I want everybody at home to know that 99% of the episodes that you see roll out are imagined and thought up by my amazing brother. And it's always chaos whenever I'm like, I have an idea. Cause like after a certain amount of weeks where Blaine comes up with the episode, I'm like, Jesus, I gotta pull some weight here.
Contribute to this mother effort.
I'm saying, so I finally I came up with something in last night that I was like, all right, this could be good. It could be bad. So just buckle in. We are today I'm gonna be putting my brother Blaine, who taught me everything I know about this franchise, who took me in at the young age and brought me and put me watching
from birth,
these movies.
Really. It was really
Honestly,
from birth that took you in. I mean,
yes. And it's been a journey. And so now I'm going to test, it's time to see this guy that I look up to as the king of Halloween. Can he be put to the test with, I think I have 16 questions. I tried to do 15.
Okay.
Got carried away.
That's a big buildup. Okay. So if I let people down, if I let everybody down who's listening or who's watching this right now, I do apologize in advance. I hope I can get, here's what I'm shooting for. This is the exact same model that I used in high school is, man, if I can just be average, if I can get a C, if I can get like a solid, if I can be at like a 79 to like 83%, that's what I'm shooting for. Right. I mean, there's no point in being an asshole who just knows everything, right? I don't want to fail this thing because, God, this is Halloween Lives, the podcast of Michael Myers. Don't want that to happen. So 79 to 83% is what I'm shooting for here. So we're going to see. We'll actually do the math when we're done here and see where I land in that.
Yeah. So it will be, I compiled these questions through a couple of my own. I went online. If anybody tries to do like online quizzes for Halloween knowledge, if you're anything like us, you're going to be just fine. Get 100% on everyone. So through the power of just like searching every quiz for some of the most obscure questions, some of my own, and then I used the almighty Chat GPT for a couple of them. So hopefully those are right. They could be totally wrong. I have no idea because they're really weird ones.
Maybe we need to fact check some of this at the end of the episode. That might be what you're saying here.
We don't need to fact check.
Right.
We'll just go right into it, man.
Let's do it.
I thought I would ease you in with a pretty simple one, but some, the people at home also should be taking this. And you may not know this one. And if you do, good for you. So starting off easy, break it in. What is, and now these are all multiple choice.
Okay.
What is Michael Myers' middle name? We got A, Matthew, B, Audrey, C, John, or D, Benjamin?
The answer is going to be Audrey, and that is my final answer.
You are correct. It is Michael Audrey Myers, which, I think there is one film where I know in Halloween 4, I believe it is they're looking at his papers and it's Michael M. Myers.
Yeah, so I think, and I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure the Michael Audrey Myers thing came from the television cut of, I don't know if it was H1 or H2, but it's that extended cut of one of those two films. And I'm sure there's somebody out there right now who's like, no, it was, it was part one or it was part two. I don't care. I just know it was from one of the TV versions of whatever, I believe. So, so yeah, I do know that, but you're right. They sort of contradict themselves a little bit. And what's interesting about that is, and I learned this through the Taking Shape books, that, and if you've not read Taking Shape or Taking Shape 2, go out and read it. They're awesome books. We reference them a lot on the show. But that when Halloween 4, so kind of talking about how it was Michael M. Myers, right? When Halloween 4 was basically announced to the world, there was a kind of an article, if you will, or like a just a page in a newspaper that was taken out that showed, like, I don't remember what it was. It was like a pumpkin, and then there was like a note stabbed to it or something like that. But it said, "I'll see you next Halloween," or at your next Halloween party, or whatever the hell it was. And it said Michael Myers, but it actually, Myers was spelled wrong. It was Meyers. And it's like, man, that was the studio. Like they would have been the ones to push that thing, and you spelled his last name wrong. How the hell does that work? So I guess it doesn't surprise me that if it is in Halloween 4 that it says Michael M. Myers, well, the continuity, for continuity purposes, nobody really looked into it, I guess, as far as the Audrey thing goes.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't get anything with official Michael Myers. Michael
Myers, Michael Myers hot dogs.
Michael Audrey Myers.
Right. Yeah.
I forgot to tell you, I actually had somebody at work whose name was Michael Myers. And thought that was pretty cool. Little side.
What do you mean was?
Unless anything has changed drastically in the last couple weeks, he still is Michael Myers.
Okay, I was gonna be like, what do you mean it was Michael Myers? Like, either it's like it is or it isn't. Okay, all right. So you worked with a guy named Michael Myers.
I worked with a guy named Michael Myers,
and he's still alive. He's not changed his name. Okay, all right. I'm with you.
God willing, Michael Myers is still kicking.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. I feel like if your name was Michael Myers, or like you hear people like whose names are like Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson, and obviously anything else that is like a famous name, that would really kind of suck, to be honest with you.
I talked to I had another guy at work whose name was Steve Carell, and I didn't even want to bring it up because they probably hear it all the time. But yeah, Michael Myers. I mean, it would be a good one. Maybe a little scary.
Yeah,
probably hates the Halloween franchise. Wouldn't be a fan of ours. But I gotta say, you knocked question 1 out of the park. Even came with some extra trivia that I didn't know. I didn't know about the Michael Myers thing. So I'm feeling good. Let's roll into question 2. You're an A+. Yes.
And actually 1,000, I guess, would technically be baseball terms, but 100%, I guess, is what I meant.
Yeah. What state has not served as a filming location for Haddonfield, Illinois? Now remember, this is not A, California, B, Utah, C, Connecticut, or D, Illinois.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, obviously, I know California has, and I know Utah has, because you saw 4, 5, and I think 6 were filmed in Utah. So I know it's either Connecticut or Illinois. And I'm like going through my mind. Was there? I'm gonna say Connecticut.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. Lock it in.
You are incorrect. It is actually Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, which I got this one wrong too. A lot of these questions that I pulled from are questions that I got wrong myself taking. Yeah, really weird that they've never shot anything in Illinois. Probably be like we've always talked about, something at some point you got to see Chicago show up somewhere in a Halloween movie.
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. Was there like
never a shot seen in Illinois. And I would say I can say that with like 99% accuracy. These quizzes, a lot of them came out during the 2018 rollout, but I don't think there was any shots from Illinois or like anything in Illinois.
So what was shot in Connecticut?
Connecticut, I think Connecticut was used for the latest trilogy. I think they shot some shots in Connecticut.
Really?
I don't know for sure though.
I know North Carolina was obviously where they filmed the majority. I thought it was all in North Carolina. So that's
it could have been. It could have been. All I know is
Connecticut might not be accurate.
No, this is a real quiz, and it had like a good amount of clicks. So I'd imagine if it was wrong, they would have changed it. I'll tell you once we get into the.
Just don't know what movie or what scene.
Could be any scene.
Okay.
This one, so that one was a little bit harder. This one you might get because it's more of just like a can you remember the number? Number 3 question is, what age is Michael incorrectly given in both the Halloween and Halloween 2 credits? We got A, 21, B, 22, C, 23, or D, 24.
What do you mean he was incorrectly given?
So in the credits of both Halloween and Halloween 2, because there is a young Michael Myers and an older Michael Myers, and I believe they got the younger one wrong in the original Halloween, so they must have gotten it wrong in both. I don't know. They incorrectly label him as blank years old.
I mean, he was 21 when he escaped.
Correct.
So, but what I'm not following. So you're saying he was incorrectly labeled 21?
No. He was 21. So you've knocked one. Through the process of elimination, you have one that is. It won't be A. It won't be 21. Because he was in the credits. Okay. They say Michael Myers.
Okay,
age
so you are saying
35.
Okay, so I'm following you. Gotcha. Okay, so he was 21. So that means 22, 23, or 24 is the correct answer.
Yeah.
And boy, I honestly have no idea. I here's the thing. I don't honestly know that I pay attention to the credits long enough. And so the list in the credits, Michael Myers age, whatever.
Yeah. So there is, I know for sure in Halloween 1978, I believe they label young Michael Myers, the actor who played young Michael Myers, as age 9 in the credits, in the ending credits of that. And if you listen to Sam Loomis, he met a 6-year-old boy. There were some number issues going on.
I'm gonna just take a wild shot in the dark because I have no idea whatsoever. I'm gonna say 23.
Unfortunately, it was B, 22. So okay. I don't really know. I don't know what they were thinking, or if they were just, somebody didn't care who was making the credits. It is what it is. Right. But just a weird.
They just ran out of fingers and toes.
I guess so, man. After a few, they were just like, I don't know. He looks 22.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So your next question, Blaine, is, and I think you'll get this one, but it gets a little tricky if you think about it. How many Halloween movies take place outside of Haddonfield? Is it A, 1, B, 2, or C, 3?
Okay, so Halloween 3 obviously takes place outside in Haddonfield. H2O takes place outside of Haddonfield. And then you've got Resurrection, which is Haddonfield again. Zombies are both Haddonfield. And then the trilogy is all Haddonfield again. So I'm going to go 2.
Blaine, you are correct.
That's good. I was going to say, if I get that one wrong, that'd be terrible. But yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about this like before on the show. I know we have that. I'm okay with the idea of going outside of Haddonfield. Like, I get they have to change things up once in a while, but you know, and I guess H3 is like its own beast, right? Like,
Totally.
that's its own thing. But you know, that might be part of the reason why H2O isn't as high for me either. Is it's not centered around this small town in the Midwest. You know, I mean, there's something about that feel, that vibe, sort of the, you know, the farming community, the small town vibe, which is really funny when you think about it, because Haddonfield in a way changes shape as the movies sort of progress and whatnot. I mean, you go from you know, Halloween 4 and 5, where it seems like this sort of relatively small town, you know, you get this sort of picturesque downtown, and you know, I guess even Halloween, you know, in the first Halloween, everything is you know, relatively, it's a smaller seeming city, and then by the time you get to Resurrection, there's a freaking college, you know, in Haddonfield, and it's like, whoa, okay, well, so this is not just like some tiny little town anymore. So okay, so yeah, 2. I'm glad I got that one right, because I would have felt like a horse's ass if I would have not got that one right. So that's good. So I'm batting 2 for 5 now. Was that was question number 5?
1, 2, 3, 4. You are 2 for 4. You're batting 500. That's
okay.
That's batting title numbers.
That's Silver Slugger, baby. Silver Slash.
Very nice.
And I just want to say here real quick, for those of you watching, there seems to be a lag between the two of us, and I apologize for that. I don't know what we got. Must have some internet issue going on, so there is a little bit of a lag here. If you guys are watching or listening to this, I guess we'll try not to interrupt each other, because I jumped in on Austin a couple of times, and I can tell there's a lag. So we apologize. We can't control it.
If I need to do a little extra editing tonight, that's not the end of the world. But we'll make it work. Otherwise, just take Blaine's deadpans as thinking, and
right.
he is thinking hard about the questions.
Right.
The next question I got for you: how many Halloween movies feature the Michael Myers house, or the Myers house? Is it A, 3, B, 5, C, 7, or D, 8?
Okay. So this one I'm gonna have to like go through each of these in my head. Okay.
By all means.
So the original, the OG, Halloween 2, there's the scene where they're throwing the rocks and shit at the house. There's like the mob thing going on. Then Halloween 3, it's not. Are we counting? Well, Halloween 4, there's not. You don't see the Myers house. Are we counting 5 and 6? Because even though it's a different house, it's still the Myers house, right?
My advice to you would be count them, because I did not.
Okay. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 5, we have 6, 7 is not. Then we have part 8, and then we have Rob Zombies 6. I'm trying to think if in Rob Zombies 2 if they show that house at all. I mean, technically there's like some flashback scenes. So I'm going to see 7, and then was 8 even an answer? Mm-hmm. Was there even an answer? Okay, so I'm going to go 8, because then you get Halloween Kills.
I don't want to do you dirty. Only exterior shots.
Oh, only exterior. Okay, all right. Well, time out. Well, let's go back. So we have H1, H2, obviously H5. Well, okay, H5, H6, 8, Zombies 6, and kills 7. I'm going to go 7. 7's my answer.
You are correct.
All right. Okay. All right. But that's good to think about.
I didn't want to do you dirty because I think there is a flashback of Michael in the house flicking the candy corn, and I don't think the quiz master, which also is me, counted that. But the correct answer was 7. I answered 5, man. I'm not. I was just kind of quickly going through it, but still not good on me.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
This next one's pretty interesting. I didn't know this one at all. But you might. It might be in changing shape. In Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, what mask was Michael Myers going to originally wear during the car scene? Is it A, Emmett Kelly, B, Spock, C, Ronald Reagan, or D, Pumpkin Mask?
Ronald Reagan?
Yeah.
What was the last one?
A pumpkin, like a pumpkin head, I would imagine.
Okay. I'm gonna go Emmett Kelly was not, because that would be too obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin definitely not. So it was either Ronald Reagan or Spock. I'm gonna go Spock.
And we have talked about the Spock conversion masks on this show. We showed a couple of those off already, but the answer is the former president, Ronald Reagan.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it would have been really weird to see Michael Myers wearing like a political mask.
Right.
Obviously he ends up with kind of I don't even know what that mask is called. Somebody will say in the comments. But you get the burly mask.
I actually kind of like the idea of him wearing a pumpkin mask could actually be kind of cool too. Like just thinking about that, like that would be kind of badass. Like if he, like imagine Michael wearing the pumpkin mask from H3. Like that'd be pretty freaking sweet.
I actually added that. I wrote that question. And I put in basically the only other masks I would feel comfortable with, like somebody putting Michael in.
Right.
Right. And for me, pumpkin was like the one where I was like, damn, that would be, if somehow we got Michael in a pumpkin mask, that would be cool. And totally, if it was the H3 one, would be legendary. So,
that would be cool.
I hope you're keeping track of the score. I'm not. We'll go through it at the end and figure it out.
I think that was question 6, right?
It was. So I think you're 3
so
for 6.
I'm batting 500 right now.
Yeah,
I am. Yep.
All right. Moving on to the next question is, how many Halloween movies feature a pumpkin in the intro?
Okay. So once again, I got to count here. So 78, H2. I'm going to count H3. Maybe you got to let me know if I can't count H3. So H3. Well, see, now this is where it gets, so 4 technically has a pumpkin in it, right?
It does.
5 has the carving, like the slashing, whatever. I'm trying to think, what is part 6 opening right now? I don't think part 6 does. Yeah, and you're saying the credits, right? You're saying the credits?
So the opening credits feature, like in 78.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go. So we're at 5, and I'm up to H2O, which doesn't. Resurrection doesn't. Zombies doesn't. Either one of zombies doesn't. Yeah, so 8 because in the trilogy, obviously, I'm gonna go 8.
So did you count any from the trilogy?
Yeah, 8. Yeah, so 8.
Okay.
8 is my answer, including the trilogy. Yep.
Totally.
That was supposed to be more on beat. You totally got that one right. It is 8. Actually, the quiz that that was pulled from a quiz I took, and it only had 5. I would imagine the quiz was made before the most recent trilogy, but you laid them all right.
Sure.
So you got it. Correct.
Beautiful.
For
over 500. I'm over 500.
We're looking good. We are looking good for the next couple of questions. I'm going to put a caveat on them. They were generated by the power of artificial intelligence. Originally, I put in like, I put in like, give me Halloween trivia, and it was like, what was Michael's mask originally before it was painted white? And they were like a bunch of very, very easy ones. So I would literally say tougher, and it would just regenerate 15 and 15 and 15. So we'll start out with this next one. In the Rick Rosenthal classic, Halloween Resurrection, what is the password needed to enter the Red Rabbit online chat room? Oh. Is it? I know this was such a dick question. Is it A, Silver Shamrock, B, Trick or Treat, C, Thorn Cult, or D, All Hallows Eve?
It's either Trick or Treat or All Hallows Eve. I'm going to say Trick or Treat.
As much as I would like to say
Trick or Treat, motherfucker,
it is actually Silver Shamrock. And I believe it's
Get
Silver
the
Shamrock
fuck out of here.
I'm telling you, man.
Really?
I have no idea. No, I have no idea.
Now I'm going to have to wait till next October to verify this.
Right. I feel like Halloween Resurrection.
Somebody needs to watch. Somebody needs to watch Resurrection and watch it and tell us if that's the password.
I got it twice from AI, so I'm hoping it worked. Maybe it didn't. This next one is under this same. Go for it.
Okay. See, AI is going to be the end of everything. AI is going to be the end of this show because we're going to spread all this false information and people are going to turn on us. They're going to burn this podcast to the ground. And it's all going to be AI's fault. Keep going.
This is why when I am host, things go awry. Because I end up just putting shit out there, man. We're going to do it again. This one could be right, could be wrong. It's all in good fun. What is the name of the radio station where Barry Sims works in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers?
Ooh.
Is it A?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'll know it when I hear. I'll know it when I hear it. Go ahead.
Is it A, WKAB, B, KBOO, C, WZMB, or D, K Horror?
No, it's C. Whatever the hell C was.
It is A, WKAB. I didn't know it.
I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's true. Hold on. No, because I'm pretty sure isn't that I gotta look this up now. I'm pretty sure isn't that the WKAB is from the Fog? Isn't that the Fog? Stevie Wayne, isn't that the Fog? KAB, I guess it's KAB. It doesn't say WKAB. Okay, so maybe it is right. So when I heard KAB, I immediately thought the Fog. So I was like, no, that's not going to be right. But maybe it is. Hold on. I'm going to look this up.
I'm looking it up too. Halloween 6 radio station. Pull it up, Jamie.
I am not finding
I'm not finding it either. And so when Google doesn't have the answer, I always just assume I'm right.
I'm looking at okay. Barry Sims Halloween radio station.
That's what I searched.
Let's see. WKNB.
WKAB.
WKN is in Nancy.
Oh, I could have mistyped it.
God damn it! That doesn't count.
We'll scrap this one.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I'm putting that in the win column. I heard KAB and I was like, that's the fog. That's WKAB. That's the fog. And then yeah, all right, you dyslexic motherfucker.
Oh, that's even. I'm honestly happier I misspelled it. That's awesome. Next one. This is no longer a quiz. This is just hopefully.
Yeah, this is. I feel like I'm drunk right now. I feel like I'm drunk doing trivia at the bar, and the answers are bullshit. And we all know it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's like whose line is it, anyways? What maybe is the name of the gas station where Michael Myers acquires his iconic mask in the original Halloween? Oof. Bro, this is just wrong because that's Nichols Hardware. And that's not, it's not
ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fun
B,
episode.
It's not C and it's not D. But can you guess what AI thought it was? This is a new game.
Yeah, let me guess. Well, I can't go.
Is it A, Haddonfield Gas and Go? B, Smith's Grove Filling Station? C, Haddonfield Hardware Fuel Stop? Or D, Filler Up Service Station?
First off, it's not a fucking gas station.
I know.
It's a hardware store.
I genuinely didn't even read the question on this one. I was like, oh, the gas station where he gets, the gear. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that was what it was supposed to be asking. Didn't verify the answer. So what would you imagine the gas station of that little spot was?
What gas station? The gas station in what?
I believe he gets his the coveralls from a mechanic at a gas station. No.
Oh yeah, it was. I'll think of it. Oh my god, I can.
Was it any of the ones I said?
No, fuck no. It was. Oh god dang it! It's right on the. I know it's not Pennies. I keep thinking Pennies keeps coming into my mind. Like I know it's not Pennies because Pennies is part 4.
I wouldn't have even known that.
Okay, here's what I want you to do because I am going to be able to guess this one. I want you to look up. I want you to look up the gas or the service station truck from Halloween. Just Google that right now, and I want you to give me the first. Is it Phillips? No, it's not. It might be Phillips. No, it's not Phillips. I want you to give me the first initial or first letter.
Oh man, you've said a couple guesses. One has been dangerously close.
What does it start with?
Starts with.
Does it start with a P? Yeah, I know, and that's I can't. I keep thinking Pennies. I keep thinking Phillips. What is it?
It's Phelps.
Phelps.
It wasn't.
Disappointed in myself.
It wasn't Smith's Grove Filling Station.
How many more of these questions came from AI?
2.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the rest of them. I was just saying, we might as well wrap this thing up.
There's 4 questions left, and 2 of them are AI.
All right.
So you may know that Dr. Loomis wrote a book in Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie. But did you know that according to the artificial intelligence, he also wrote a book in Halloween H2O 20 years later, and it is on the big mural that Marion Chambers has in her house.
Like a manuscript, basically. Like there's like a
Yes. They're like an article or a book. The answers maybe are A, the shape revealed, B, evil unmasked, C, Michael's legacy, or D, Myers, the untold story.
I'm gonna go B, but I have no confidence in this answer.
You should. It's right, and maybe it's real, maybe it's not. That's the fun of the game. You guys,
we're gonna verify. We're gonna verify this thing right now. So what did I guess? What was B?
It was evil unmasked. I'm looking it up too. Evil unmasked. Dr. Loomis.
H2O. Let's see if this is accurate or not. I mean, that was a total shot in the dark. I was a total guess because I don't remember even seeing that. And I feel like I paid pretty close attention to that because it's one of the best openings, I feel like, for
I'm not seeing anything, man.
Oh my God.
All right, you have one.
I'm so sorry about this.
You have one left that's by AI. I'll never do this again. I've learned my lesson. In
Don't let AI do your homework for you. Holy shit.
A little too late for that one. In Halloween Resurrection, what is the online username of Sarah Moyer? Is it A, Red Rabbit Girl? For AI, that's a pretty deep cut. B, Sexy Sarah 22. C, Wild Donna. Or D, Scorpio Queen.
I'm like 99% sure it's just Sarah.
Could be.
Like when she's going back and forth on her little Palm Pilot thing, I'm pretty sure her BlackBerry, whatever the hell it is, I'm pretty sure it's Deckard or Decker, whatever the fuck it is, and Sarah.
Isn't it Declan? What's his name?
No, it's Deckard.
Deckard.
Deckard. Hold on,
Sarah. I'm looking it up too.
Deckard. This is what an episode. Jesus,
it has been a banger, guys.
We almost hit 1,000 subscribers. We're probably going to lose at least 400 or 500 of you after this episode. So apologies. I don't think it's any of those. I can say with almost 99.9999% certainty it's just Sarah and Deckard going back and forth.
Okay, hold on. This is from the official Halloween Wikipedia. I'll give you another guess, or I'll give you another question and a replacement question because this is in the similar vein. In Halloween Resurrection, what is the online email of Sarah Moyer? Is it sexysarah22 at haddonu.org? Is it God, it's not good when I say because I'm literally making this up on the spot. Is it trick or treat mother effer at uofhaddon.org? Is it Sarah at haddonu.org? Or is it Sarah at uofhaddon.org?
So Sarah, what were the last two?
Yeah, the ones. It's either U of Haddon or Haddon U.
It's Haddonfield University.
It is indeed haddonu.org. Look at that. On the spot. Austin can run an episode. He can do it live, baby.
He knows exactly what's going on here. He's done his homework. He's done his homework before we've started recording.
I sure have, Blaine, and it feels good to be appreciated.
Was that the last question?
There are two that are not created by AI to end this whole shindig. Okay. For your penultimate question, what is the name of the character? The penult? Oh my God. This is.
Are we doing this bullshit again? Just use regular English. Just use regular words.
Amalgamation and penultimate. Comment down below if you know what penultimate means.
Penultimate?
Yeah, penultimate. It means the second to last.
Or just say second to last.
For the penultimate question, I have an amalgamation of different answers that you could possibly choose. What is the name of the character played by Winona Ryder in the original screenplay for Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, before the role was reworked and recast?
Say the question again. Say it.
It's worded weird. I will restate it. So originally there was a character in Halloween 6 that was supposed to be, or it was like slated to be played by Winona Ryder.
Okay.
And then the role kind of changed and ended up going with a different actress. Is it A, Kara Strode, B, Deborah Strode, C, Jamie Lloyd, or D, Beth?
So it was a character that they obviously it wouldn't have been Deborah. She would have been too young. So you have Kara, Beth, and Jamie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. That's a good one. I'll be very curious to find out what the answer is, because I could kind of see, I guess, all three of them in some capacity, because this would have been 1995. So Winona Ryder would have been, that was kind of like in her heyday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go big or go home and go Kara. She was going to be Kara Strode.
It is Beth.
Ooh,
Beth, I hear you calling. And it was Winona Ryder.
Okay. Interesting.
I think she would have been awesome as Jamie Lloyd in that movie. That would have been a really cool role for her.
Yeah. She looks really a lot like her and JC Brandy, who played Jamie Lloyd in part 6. They kind of look similar in a way. I mean, very had like, honestly, JC Brandy in that movie looks a lot like Winona Ryder. So that answer to me was just way too obvious. So, but I was like, Winona Ryder, she was coming off of, Beetlejuice and lots of other, big movies. Maybe that she would have been the main star of that. But interesting that Winona Ryder was tied to a Halloween movie at one point.
Would have been really cool. I mean, she's got a pretty great horror pedigree, and that would have been, icing on the cake. Obviously, Winona Ryder is doing just fine. Her career literally had a resurrection with Stranger Things. Did you know that she got caught stealing? Right. I think that's she got arrested for stealing.
I remember that.
How do you have to steal?
I remember that. Well, and that was the thing. I remember being a kid and hearing that story. I mean, I don't know that I was a kid. I was probably a teenager at that time. But I remember hearing that story and thinking, like, aren't you worth like millions of dollars, or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars at your age? Like, I mean, but yeah, she was picked up for shoplifting, which is crazy.
It's the thrill of the game, man. It's just shooters are going to shoot, man. And Winona's going to do
kill. It's the hunt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like Michael Myers. There's no reason.
Right.
All right, brother. For this last question.
Yeah, what word are you going to pull out of your ass to describe this last one?
Now, this one I think is real, but genuinely, I didn't know the answer. I bet you do. But it's tough because we only watch these movies once a year. What was the name of the dog that Michael killed in Halloween 1978?
I'm going to know it when you say it. Go ahead.
This one, I did not write multiple. Let me write a couple down. Let me think of some dog names. Just keep the people happy.
I can hear Annie saying, Lindsay. I want to, like, my first thought, I'm going to know it when I hear it, but my first thought is like Lester or something. Like that's what I'm like hearing in my head is Lester or something. Is that what it is?
Dude, it's Lester. That's badass.
God! That's what I can hear Annie in my head going, Lindsay, Lester's sparking again, or whatever she says when she's like talking to Paul on the phone or whatever the hell she's doing. That's what it is, Lester.
Yeah. And then she hears Lester get like murked, and it's like clearly the dog is hurt, and she's like,
right,
never mind. He's
right.
okay now.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Lester.
So
Lester.
I don't know how you want to score this up, dude. In my head, you did pretty well, even given some tough circumstances. In a way, it's impressive. You knew which ones were absolute bullshit, and I think we can all hang our hats on. I did a great job with this episode.
I think here's the thing. I think I actually beat AI. Like I beat a robot. That's how smart I am. That's what I'm going to chalk this up to. I have so much useless information stored up in my brain. I can't remember how to do 7th grade algebra, but I can remember the dog's name in Halloween 1978 off the top of my head. And so I beat AI. So I'm pretty sure that makes me pretty smart. I'm a smart guy.
All I'm saying is you can't spell Blaine without AI.
Ooh, dude, good one.
This is why we have a podcast, dude.
I had to look down at my name real quick because I was like, B-L-A-I. Oh, yeah, it is AI.
I had to look down at your name after I said it too, because I was like, dude, I can't fuck that up after this.
Yeah, don't get that one wrong. Yeah, don't get that one wrong.
After 40 minutes of just looking like a dummy. Go ahead.
Here's what I'll say. You did a great job with planning the episode. It's not your fault that the questions that you looked at, the questions that you clearly didn't vet were wrong. And so we won't blame you. We'll just like hold you partially responsible as like an associate to the crime, if that makes sense. Like you didn't murder somebody, but you knew the murder was happening and you didn't do anything about it. Like that's what I kind of chalk this up to. Like you're kind of like, you're just an associate to the murder, if that makes sense.
I watched Winona grab the cookies from the jar and leave.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with that. I can live with that. I think I'm like 0 for 4 on episodes, but we're just gonna keep striking this honeypot until something cracks out.
That's entirely not true, and we've talked about this before. So as we've said, or as I've mentioned before, Austin is 100% the reason this show looks as freaking awesome as it does. We tag team these episodes together. So obviously all of this is in good fun, ripping on Austin. But I do think that if you're watching this right now, if you're still watching this after, what are we at, 47 minutes? First off, God bless you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. You are clearly a fan of this show, and we can't thank you enough. But give Austin some shit in the comments. I mean, tell him to double check his work before he brings it to the teacher.
It is, it's not my shining moment. But to be honest, there are just so many shining moments for me on this show that I can take a little dirty spot, a little blemish.
That is true. We should mention before we go tonight that I don't want to jump the gun because you and I like texted about this very, very, very briefly today, but we are going to be having another live episode coming up. We are almost 1 year into this podcast. 1 year of weekly Michael Myers content, Halloween talk 100% of the time. So we thought, what better way than to do another live episode, get our some of our favorite people together and just talk shop, just talk Halloween. And so we're going to do that. Austin and I have to do a little bit more planning and figure out what the date's going to look like, what episode it's going to be. But keep an eye out for that. We'll make that announcement soon. And I'm looking forward to that because I'll be honest, like, those live episodes, we've only done 2, right? But those live episodes are so much fun for us. And I'm like almost giddy going into it. Like, I mean, it's just like that last, well, it doesn't either one. When we did the live 30 or live 25, and then we did our live, was it 40? Was that the 40th episode we did? I think when we did those, I mean, we just like sat there and for like 3 minutes before the show, and we were just like 2 giddy little schoolgirls who couldn't wait to get that thing going. So I'm already looking forward to that episode. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And come celebrate with us, guys. 1 year of doing a podcast is not the easiest thing in the world. And, as you guys have seen, Austin's done some solo episodes. I've done some solo episodes, but we've always found a way to bring you content every single week. And we can't thank those of you who support this podcast enough, and who support the YouTube channel enough, because it's just, without you, we honestly, if we were sitting at like 25 followers, I don't think I'd be doing this. It's awesome to talk about Halloween week in and week out, but I do it because I know people are listening and people are, in a way, counting on hearing from us on a weekly basis now. So that's sort of a driving factor for me when it comes to doing this podcast.
Yeah, man. Last week, the episode came out a couple of hours late, and people were like, where the hell is the podcast? And at the same time, while it's like a little bit of pressure, it's also like, nice. Like, people give a shit.
Should we talk about why the episode was late last week, Austin? Should we talk about that?
Shit, dude, this is a bad look for me, this whole episode. Yeah, I'll tell you why. Last week was the American holiday of Thanksgiving. And
which always falls on a Thursday.
Schedules
always falls on a Thursday.
Sure does, Blaine. Oh, do you want to talk about why my Thanksgiving was a little bit different this year? Blaine had to work on
because I'm an American hero and I had to work. That's why. Somebody has to protect my community.
Fires on Thanksgiving. Yep. Who even is using anything that has fire on Thanksgiving? Anyways, we had to do our Thanksgiving on Friday. And so my Thanksgiving, which you are correct, is always on a Thursday, was on Friday. So Thursday night came around and I went, I'll edit the podcast tomorrow. I'll have myself a little night. Woke up Friday morning. Blaine said, hey, you going to send me any of the promotional material or anything? And I said, yeah, I'll probably get to it later today. And then I just kind of looked at my phone, realized it was Friday. Yeah. So that episode was edited in about 30 minutes. All the promotional material was put out way too fast. And yeah, we had a little bit of a mess up. But this one,
bit of a bump in the road.
This one's coming out on time, baby. You're watching this. If you're watching it live.
Yeah. On time, totally smooth sailing episode. Probably our smoothest sailing episode we've ever had. What can you say? It was great.
For the people that are sad when it's just one or two of or one or the other of us, this is what happens when you get both of us. It ends up like this. So honestly, is it better? Who knows?
Yeah.
It's a disaster, but it's our little beautiful disaster baby together, Blaine.
Exactly. Guys, that is going to do it for this absolutely crazy episode, probably the wildest episode that we've had of Halloween Lives so far. It was a lot of fun. Always good to get together with Austin and laugh and joke and obviously talk about our favorite franchise in the entire world. And it's great having you guys join us week after week as usual. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at halloween.lives.podcast. Give us a like, hit that bell for notifications. Do everything you got to do to support this thing. We're almost at 1,000. Guys, if you're watching this, please get us to 1,000. It would mean so much to us. We wanted to hit 1,000 within our first year, and we're going to do it. So thank you once again for sticking with us through this one. It was fun, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys obviously next week. That's my brother, Austin. I am Blaine, and we will see you guys next week.